The Giants faced off with a fur ball. A New Jersey baker is making wild optical illusion desserts. And we found another spooky spot for you horror fans. I'm Bianca Velasquez, and you're listening to Today in NJ on November 6th. This week's game between the Giants and Cowboys had a special guest. A black cat ran across MetLife Stadium's field in the middle of Monday Night Football, and he was taking off. Announcer Kevin Harlan kept fans entertained, giving play-by-play until the cat ran straight into the Giants' end zone. The cat eventually ran up the tunnel, and I guess it should have been a sign because the Giants ended up losing to the Cowboys. The game was delayed for a whole 2 minutes, and MetLife Stadium actually posted a tweet saying the cat ran under a seating section, but that once they found it, they would take it to a vet to be examined. I'm not sure what was more impressive, that cat's reflexes or Harlan's improv. A 23-year-old baker from Jersey is blowing people's minds with his scarily realistic optical illusion cakes. Now, if you've seen videos circulating of people cutting into what looks like a Dorito bag or a teacup, you're looking at the work of Luke Vincenti. It's not a teacup and it's not a Dorito bag, it's actual cake. It's not a fast process to make these fake out cakes either. The Dorito bag cake took 14 hours to create. He has the right experience though. He's been baking for 11 years, ever since he was a kid. He'd even landed a job with the iconic Carlos Bake Shop, which is super impressive. And now he's an independent baker. The coloring, the textures, the shadows, everything about these cakes looks completely real. I mean, I'd definitely either go for the Dorito cake or the one that looks like lo mein in a takeout box. There's an entire deserted village in Jersey, and some say it's haunted. It's a bunch of scattered abandoned houses throughout a part of Watchung Reservation, and they're as old as the mid-19th century. A businessman named David Felt bought the land all the way back in 1844, naming it Feltville, but ownership of the land changed so many times, it was eventually just abandoned altogether. Of course, that's going to lead to a bunch of ghost stories and tales of what people believe goes on there. Some talk about gatherings and rituals of sorts, others talk about a coven of witches lurking on the property during a full moon. The site is technically historic, so some buildings like the church and a carriage house were actually restored, but people even have weddings and parties there now. Look for yourself. My coworker and videographer Andre Malik filmed the site, and I'm telling you, between all the camera angles and the scenery, it looks like something out of Blair Witch Project. You will not catch me there. That's it for today, guys. Thank you again for joining us on Today in NJ this morning. We're halfway through the week already, so I hope everyone enjoys their day. I'm Bianca Velasquez, and thanks for listening.
This is Acast Recommends. Every week we pick one of our favorite shows, and this is one we think you're gonna love.
I'm Kimmy Culp. I'm a producer from shows like Good Morning America and The Oprah Winfrey Show. Join me as I sit down with some of the most inspiring people you've never met. People who have survived the unthinkable.
This shark attack, I definitely should have died.
And then I was blown up on the 29th of January.
I think a lot of people are like, thank God that's not me.
For every episode, we donate $2,000 to charities doing incredible work in the world. All the wiser. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast is home to the biggest podcasts from the U.S. and around the world. Subscribe to this show and hundreds more now via Acast or wherever you get your podcasts.